Welcome to another Midwest Flyways podcast. Thanks for coming back and listening, guys. We've been trying to pump out the content, so we appreciate you guys listening. Hey, do us a favor quick. Send your favorite podcast to a buddy. Have them give us a listen and see if they like it as much as you do. We really appreciate it. Today, we have a very special guest on the show. Making a return to Midwest Flyways podcast tonight is our good buddy, Conor Olstad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello.
What up, dude? And we have Joey Vassallo with us. And you'll also see me in a very new spot tonight. Cal Ness, your main host. Co-host. Your main co-host of the Midwest Flyways
No, it's
podcast.
the only host.
It's unreal.
I'm just a repeat guest.
The hostess with the mostest.
That's a Rob Vassallo saying if I've ever heard one. Oh, my God. That's my dad.
Dude.
To a T.
Absolutely. I heard the same thing you did.
Yeah.
I heard him saying it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Don't do that. All right, guys. This podcast is sponsored by Migra Ammunitions, and Joey just had an unbelievable hunt that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, tonight on the podcast. But Joey, why don't you just tell them how awesome it was shooting Migra at those birds?
Dude, they were smacking them down, and of course, none of those guys had ever had it, so I brought some extra for them, and they were freaking out. Just freaking out. Wow, this hits better than Boss, dude. This hits, like, hard, and this is just straight steel. They just kept looking at the box. So, yeah, it hits hard. Now, were they early season geese? Yeah. Were they landing very close to us? Yeah. But the ones that were getting away, were they also dying? Yeah. So go check out Migra at your local convenience store or your local convenience store.
Or migraammunitions.com. Just go learn about something. See what it is that's stacked.
Yeah. They have a bunch
and then go buy it somewhere.
They have a bunch of literature on their website to tell you how it's patented and how it just absolutely knocks down the birds.
I say we just intro it.
Do it. Hello. That's super loud.
Oh, really? Is that better?
A little bit.
Here's the thing, dude. I'm just learning as I go right now at this table. I'm not that good at it yet. Sorry.
I think it's a shorter list of what you are good at, but that's okay. Wade just left, bro.
I know.
He just left.
Yeah.
Bye, Wade.
Bye, Wade.
Unreal.
Wade, Benelli Ambassador, was taking a video in my barn, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to hear the intro again. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, feel good?
Yeah.
Dude, why don't you...
Although, I do still have the intro as my ringtone.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, okay, here's what's really cool, guys. Instead of emailing midwestflyways@gmail.com, you email conorolstad.me to get the ringtone. That's the cool part. Because we have a lot of people asking for that again.
Yeah, I know.
Do they still message you?
Sometimes, yeah. Very much so.
No way. They still message you?
Oh, yes, yeah. I see it come through.
So for all the old listeners, you remember Conor, of course, but for all the new listeners from this year, Conor, why don't you just give them a little intro as to who you are here?
Conor Olstad. I do video production in the outdoor industry. I was involved with Midwest Flyways for the first 5-6 years of Midwest Flyways. So
I've also had a lot of people ask me.
Yes, co-founder. Yep.
Why aren't you here anymore?
Yeah, I mean, what have you said?
I've said refer to conorolstad.me.
Yeah.
No, why don't you tell?
No, I mean, life
here?
takes you in different directions, and life took me in a different direction for video and for my business and everything. And Midwest Flyways needed a level of dedication that I just didn't have. And so I said, you guys got it from here. And yeah, went off and started doing my stuff.
That's a very nice way of you putting, you got married and your business that pays you money. Mm-hmm. I've just been telling people that you got married and also Midwest Flyways couldn't pay you a lot of money. And so you have to do what makes you money, which is your outdoor videography, which you're very good at. So
yeah. I mean, and it's funny because the marriage aspect of it, like I hunted probably just as much, if not more, this last year And this last year, like, because I was kind of on with you guys a little bit here and there, but yeah, I mean, you know, after 5 years of essentially filming for free, like, it's just kind of like a, you know, hey, this has got to kind of like scale up or scale out, and so I just kind of,
scaled out.
Yeah, you know, and it's I wish you guys the best. I'm your #1 fan. That's what I've said to both of them. You know, from you know, and I wear the T-shirt. I show up at game fairs, say hey to everybody. You know, I still push Midwest Flyways in a lot of directions in my circles. You know, but
MidwestFlyways.com/merch.
Yeah.
Slash shop.
Yeah.
Slash shop.
Yeah. Come on, dude.
Come on, dude.
Yeah. You know, I still do stuff behind the scenes too that people don't even see. You know,
Right.
answer Cal's questions about how the website works and.
Yeah. No, Connor is still a consultant for Midwest Flyways, very much so.
So
100%.
yeah, you don't see me on any kind of like social media aspects of it, but I'm still very much like a fan and you know, involved in one way or another. So
And we love you for that.
yeah.
We love you for that.
Behind the scenes consultant / help.
A lot of people have been like, was there like a bad falling out? Was
Yeah.
it like bad? And I'm like, no, not at all.
Yeah, some people don't even, because I mean, I was always behind the camera, and so people didn't see me anyways, and so a lot of people still, some people still think I'm still there. Like, they'll message me on Facebook and they'll be like, hey, like, you gonna be at Game Fair? You know, I can't wait to see you, like, whatever. And it's like, yep, I'm gonna be there, you know, and I just don't even address it, but you know, it's like, whatever.
Right. Well, no, so there's no bad blood, at least as far as I know.
Yeah, so, but if you're not getting your merch, like you're buying and not getting your merch, that's not my fault. You know, if you're,
Dude, that was a problem.
If the content isn't coming out on a weekly basis, not my fault. You know,
No,
the audio sounds bad, not my fault.
I'll take responsibility. Ow. Ow. I'll take responsibility for merch not being shipped out. I'm going to blame it on my 1-year-old.
There you go.
So
I take responsibility for just as much of all the stuff.
I have no
It is what
idea.
it
And
is.
by the way, I have no
Damn,
idea.
Connor,
Like,
you come back, you call us out in like the first 5 minutes, dude.
no, that's the other thing is I have no clue. Like, if it's, you know, if it has been bad or not. Like, you know, for
I think
all
you're
I know,
still
you guys are
logged
doing
in
great,
on everything,
so.
right?
No, one of my computers is logged in on the email because when Cal calls me asking me about, hey, why is the Gmail out of storage? Or no, there's been like 5 times where you guys have like forgot the password.
Bro,
and can't get it.
I've called Connor for passwords more times than I'd like to admit.
Yeah.
100%.
Hey, man, no, you don't work here anymore.
So, yeah.
God.
So I keep myself logged in on one thing, and it's kind of like I have just like this rolling clock in my head that if I can go 6 months without being asked about like signing into an email or something, then I'll sign out of it, and it just like resets. So, yeah.
I don't know if you'll ever see that, but
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So how is shipping going, dude? You just loving life?
Shipping?
How has shit been going?
Oh. It's like
how's shipping going?
That was a Kmart ship your pants kind of situation there.
Oh,
but
100%.
Ship pants?
I'm
No.
sorry. Before you do that, do you remember the Australian commercial for deck staining?
Oh,
we're
yeah,
just
bro.
staining my dick. Just staining my dick. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, I'm just literally staining my dick.
Dude, it's the best then, too, because then like one of his buddies comes by and he's like, oh, mate, you never told me you had such a big dick. I had no idea.
Sorry, continue. What have you been doing?
So, I mean, I finished.
Who are you working with? What are you doing? Because you're always doing something pretty exciting, honestly.
And I'm trying to think of if I have any big ones this year. A lot of elk and a lot of deer last year as well. A lot of turkey.
Doing that again.
Yep.
A lot of big game.
Yep. Yeah, I was invited on a bear hunt in Newfoundland, but I ended up with it was right around duck opener here, and so I was like, you know. And I also had a different client that wanted me to do something. So.
Right.
Yeah, but you know, it's good. Just moved into an office for video. Hired a new guy, you know, so doing
You're growing.
a lot. Yeah, it's growing and going. So
Hell yeah, dude.
yeah, but it's there. Honestly though, one of the highlighted hunts of last year was when we went to Nebraska. Like, that was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, dude, that was so much fun.
yeah.
This is such a cool spot to
Have
be.
you guys talked about that yet on the podcast?
Briefly, probably, but
I mean, Joe, you were probably the only one. You were really the only one that was hunting, but like from anybody that'd be on the podcast. But
no, we still have to get Ethan Kirk on the podcast for sure.
Yeah.
He came on for that like life guidance thing, you know.
Oh yeah.
But he didn't come on for like a full episode. Yeah, we'll have to get him on for sure.
That was over the phone too.
Yeah.
But no, that place was unreal. Just the spots that Ethan has down there. That was a fun trip.
Yeah, I want to see his lodge now that it's done.
Oh,
I think that'd be fun.
Have you seen the post on Facebook?
No, I don't follow that on Facebook. I should.
Oh, it's dirty.
Yeah.
I'm bringing some construction clients down there in January.
Yeah. Dude, that's fun.
Oh,
dude, that place is so sick. The craziest part to me is just the backdrop.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's so cool to be like the canyons right there. It's just epic.
It's just wild that the river never freezes over. Like, ever.
Yeah,
like,
that is weird.
So, dude. So when I went back there with Roya and Aziza, when we were doing our little trip out west, we went and checked out the museums there. That was like a big stopping point on the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Like a big one. And they were talking about like all the deaths and whatever of like people crossing the river. And I don't know if you've seen Yellowstone or 1883 or 1923. Good. Super good.
Like how many spin-offs are there though?
No. So
1883 and 1997. I mean like.
So 1997. So Yellowstone was made first. And then they're like, oh, well, let's talk about their ancestry. And then it was 1883 with Tim McGraw. And that was intense of them, like them going across the plains and everything. And then 1923 is what I'm playing right now or watching now. And the history is so crazy. But as we're at the Scottsbluff History Center or whatever it was called, the amount of people that drowned in the Platte River is insane. And you remember going in the Platte?
Yeah.
It's under 3 feet deep.
How many people is it, by the way?
That drowned?
Yeah.
Thousands. Like literally thousands. Obviously they weren't like fully documented because it's the Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
But like thousands of people couldn't swim. Like a lot of Mormons couldn't swim. And so they would just, the second they touched the water,
what?
And drown. It's crazy.
They couldn't swim?
No, they couldn't swim. Like no one back then could swim. Hardly anybody. And then you watch 1883 and people are just like, these German immigrants are just like, fall out of the carriage and they're drowning in like 6 feet of water. It's like, what are you doing? But anyway, sorry, I got off on a tangent. But the historical center was super cool. And I wish you guys could have seen that because we got lost in there for like, it's not huge by any means. I was in there for 3 hours just like reading every plaque. So kind of one thing that I want to do from now on is every time we travel to a place, just like go and check out
the museum. Go
find the museum because I'm honestly kind of a nerd. For that kind of stuff. I love American history. So cool.
That is, I remember you were good at history.
I was.
Yeah.
Geography, history.
Yeah.
That's about it.
One of my favorite museums we've ever been in is Darren Lang's place.
Oh yeah.
That is a museum.
Yeah, it is. That's totally. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, what you guys got any other plans or hunts planned for this year? You just went on a banger hunt. You want to talk about that?
I mean, I can. I mean, you're our guest, but I can talk about the banger hunt.
You want to get into it?
We can get into it, dude.
All right.
We can get into it. It was yesterday, so that was wild.
Yeah.
Went out to North Dakota for early goose opener, and Joe Jensen from Goose River Outfitters invited Wade and I to come out and shoot, and he said that there was quite a few bands and probably like a feed of like 100 to 200 geese in the field. And so we went out there with high hopes. And then everyone I talked to was like, oh, yeah, but it's August. You know, you never know what you're going to get. I'm like, I know. So I get there and like my spirits are kind of dropped. And then Joe was like, dude, we're going to hammer them. I'm like, okay, sounds good. You know, I still have like that thought in the back of my head, like, ooh, I don't know how this is going to go. And then we go and scout, and we had 2 options for fields. And one was not sketchy, but just like with my history of non-posted versus posted, I'm like, no, nope, let's go to the field that you lease for sure. You know, it's like, let's set up layouts on the edge and get destroyed by mosquitoes, or let's push 2 hay bales close together and put A-frames in the middle. It's like not even a question in my mind. Like, you lease the hay bale field? We're going.
Yeah, bingo, buddy.
Bingo, bango. And his one thing was they're feeding in it right now, and they've been switching up because it was foggy that morning, and he's like, oh, you know, he's just kind of like, oh, no. Like, oh, God, this is August. This is August goose hunting. And then we go and watch them. There's like 150 in the field, and we put them to bed, or like made sure they didn't roost on the water source right in front of it, because that would have been just a nightmare. First volley, you're done, you know. And early season geese, I don't know if have you ever hunted North Dakota?
Not North Dakota, no.
Early season, they still have eggshells on their heads. You know,
that, like that fresh.
They can barely fly. These things, unless you're shooting 1 to 2 year old birds, like mature birds. But I can't tell you how many times I'm scouting and I don't see any geese in the field. I see a bunch of geese like on a little slough, and all of a sudden they just come walking out of the cattails
just
into the field.
Yep.
And they just start eating. It's like, oh no. Like, these things literally can't fly, you know, but it looks like they had a pretty good hatch out there, even with how dry it was. So anyway, go out there the next morning. We had a really good wind, like a super good wind.
What?
What?
They can't fly. Like, you just...
The amount of times I've seen that, dude. The amount of times where they literally walk off a water source and just start eating is, I feel bad.
No shit.
You know? But anyway, so then we show up the next morning. We have like 11 to 15 mile an hour wind. Doesn't happen in August. It's always like 2 or 0. And then the bugs. It's terrible. But that morning, no bugs, strong wind, and we didn't see a frickin' goose for 45 minutes. And it was terrible. And everyone just kind of like, what the fuck?
Did you think you were in bad shape?
No, not really. I mean, based on what we saw the night before and just geese, because he had been scouting it. He said he had been scouting it since April. You know,
okay. Yeah,
like a long time, and he's just like, yeah, they're showing
too
up like
much.
They're scouting. They're showing up. I mean, he lives in the area, you know, or he lives near it, I should say. I don't know where he lives, but
accidentally scouting it since April.
Set up a shack, just
and he, yeah, just tent in the field. Yeah, it's like Minnesota duck opener. Yeah, I got there 3 days prior, sitting at the boat.
Yeah, no doubt.
But anyway, so
dude, Connor, I think you're still due one of them sleeps, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to just come and hunt opener this year or what?
I can't. I have a client. Sorry.
Damn.
Bring the client.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, so we didn't see a goose for 45 minutes. He's like, man, they've been getting here at like shooting time every day. I'm like, it's fine, dude. And then we have a flock come in. I shot like shit. Like just trash.
Again?
Yeah, again.
Oh.
Yep.
Rough.
You know, did I tell you, Connor, that I have officially found out when I shoot terribly? It's whenever I get 4 or less hours of sleep.
Oh.
Like, my brain is just like, the anxiety is, whoa.
That should be somewhat relatable for you, Connor.
Is that why you choose to show up late?
You need a lot of sleep.
Say it again?
Is that why you choose to show up late then? So you get more sleep so you'll shoot better?
Fucking asshole.
Hey, I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here. Choose to show up late.
Dude, if we're going to talk about who showed up late more times in the last couple of years, between me and Cal.
Ooh.
Cal, help me out here.
Do I show up late a lot?
Yes.
To what?
Everything.
Which hunt?
Every hunt, every podcast.
That is just not true.
Everything. No, it's okay. We love you.
Podcast, yeah.
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 Just anything you're invited to.
Nah, I don't show up to hunts usually late, though.
Anyway. No, that's okay.
Yeah, it is. It's fine.
So, first flock comes in. Riley, she's 11 now. She's old. She's got, like, tumors all over her chest, and she's got a big one on her side. And since the second baby is coming, she is, like, ever since
Congrats, by the way.
Thank you. Ever since we found out we were pregnant again, I don't think I've talked about that on the podcast. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
Oops.
We're past 12 weeks. It's fine. Ever since the second baby came, she's gotten aggressive, dude.
Yeah.
Like bad.
Towards the baby?
Towards people.
Oh.
People. And she's been knocking over Aziza a lot.
Uh-oh.
Like on purpose, Roy said.
Yikes.
No, that could be the protective mom side coming out of her, but I don't know for sure. But anyway, so she broke so hard on the first vlog, like the hardest she's ever broke. The second my foot moves, out the blind.
Jeez.
You know? So that was annoying. And then we knocked like 4 birds out of that flock. No bands. And then 2-pack comes in. And Joe shot the one on the right. And she broke again and let the bird get far enough away from the dog to where, like, there's no possible way of me shooting over the dog, killing the dog. Nothing, you know. Knocked it down, but no one else was shooting because she broke.
Yeah.
And I go out, and I'm pissed. I'm just like, okay, she's going in the truck. I'm not having this happen the rest of the hunt. Joe grabs his bird. It's banded. And I'm like, holy shit. No way. And
you knew.
And I band checked the 2 birds as they were coming in because they were at like 15 yards, you know. And I band checked them. I didn't see any bands. And I go and pick up this one, and I'm so mad at her, I can't even be pumped about the band. And I'm just like, and I know for sure I shot it because no one was going to shoot over my dog.
Yeah.
And go to the truck, put her away. They have a 2-pack come over. Didn't come in. And after that, dude, it was literally a 50-50 chance of each bird being banded. Because
I legit couldn't believe it. Like, Carter was texting me during the hunt. I told Joey this. He texted me in the morning. He's like, 4 bands. That's all he says. And then, like,
it was like an hour after shooting.
Later, he texts me and he's like, 8. And I was like, birds or bands? And he's like, bands.
Dang. Did he get some good shots?
Oh yeah. Yep. No, it was really good. We rolled another hay bale and then put a panel blind in front of the hay bale.
Nice.
And so he had the little window there, and then he would poke it out when birds were about to get shot. He's probably like 10 yards behind us adjacent.
Yeah.
But dude, I was so tired on that hunt, and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, every time he went out and picked out birds, one guy was training his dog. It was his first hunt. And good dog. And then we just kept picking up every bird that we picked up was freaking banded, dude. I'm just like, and Carter's like, and Cal's like, you need to bring the energy for this video if you think you're going to shoot bands. And I was like, well, yeah. And then I show up the next morning. I'm just an absolute zombie. Just like.
One of them under 4 hours days.
2 hours of sleep.
Gross.
Bad. Like bad. And anyway, it just kept happening and happening and happening, and we ended up with 15 bands and 40 geese.
Jeez.
So
unbelievable.
Well under our limit. Our limit would have been 90.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
But it was just a stupid, like, just dumb. Like, I'm trying to talk to the camera as I'm bringing back 3 birds in my hand, and they're all banded every time. And I'm just like, I was so dumbfounded. Like, this is insane.
Dude.
Just a band montage.
15 bands.
15 bands in one hunt, dude.
Yeah.
And so finally we hit the 12 mark, and there's 6 of us. And, well, actually, it's hilarious. Wade is here for Game Fair, right? And I told him, because I got the invite on Friday, and Goose Opener is on Tuesday. And he's like, you got to come. I'm like, okay. I was like, ooh, Wade's in town. Can I bring Wade? He's like, hell yeah. And then I'm like, cool. Can I bring a camera guy? And he goes, absolutely. I'm like, cool. Perfect. Because I would get crucified if we didn't film that. And I go and talk to Wade. He's like, man, I got a meeting at 1:30 in Eden Prairie on Tuesday. I can't go. And so I started explaining the hunt to him, and he's like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He's like, okay. And so then he's like with the people that he's going to have a meeting with at Game Fair. And I go into the booth. I'm like, guys, here's the deal.
There's a reason that you have him.
Here's the deal. We're going to get so much good content that day for SoundGear.
Yep.
You know, by the way, this podcast is brought to you by SoundGear. If you want to keep your hearing alive before you turn 40, if you don't want to be like my dad saying, huh? Oh, what's that? Because
it's not good.
It's not good. Rob's hearing is bad, dude. Now I have to pay Starkey for hearing aids for Rob.
Same with my dad.
He's bad too.
He's got Starkeys.
He's got Starkeys?
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. But yeah, so go and check out SoundGear. We actually have a discount code MF125 for $125 off of Instant Fits.
It's MF, not MWF.
That's what I said. MF125.
If you're watching the YouTube, it's a banner on there, so that's how we know it's right there too.
It's pretty dope.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, you guys have a new channel there too.
Yeah, no, we have the new YouTube channel, Midwest Flyways Podcast. It's growing in subscribers every day, baby.
MidwestFlyways.com/shop.
Thank you, Connor. Hell yeah.
MidwestFlyways.com/shop. So, but anyway, and they're like, okay, but you need to be here by 1:30. And Wade's like, dude, I'm going to have to drive separate. It was way too long of a drive. I don't want to say how long it was, just in case someone does that to try to figure out where we shot those birds.
Just don't say what time he left then either.
Yeah, but he had to leave early, like early in the morning. And he stayed till that time, and by that time we had, 8 bands down, but he was on my side of the blind. And so like I'm like, okay, you shot that one, you shot that one. I was like, you got 2 bands. He's like, why? Like he posted did you see that video that he posted to his Instagram? Mm-mm. He came back to grab his hat, and he's like, I'm going to leave those bands for the picture. And one guy's gun was malfunctioning. So Wade was like, yeah, just bring my gun and my bands, And I'm like, cool. And so as I'm walking back with his hat, because he left his hat, I was like, all right, you have 2 bands. And he's like, why? I was like, because you were on the left side, dude. But he
put it. Isn't he's expecting more?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, like for sure he shot 1, but he's like, gotcha. Why?
Okay.
Why am I getting 2 bands?
Okay.
But then we hit 12 bands, and everyone's like, oh yeah, we each hit 2.
There you go.
And then we hit 15. It's like, okay, now we got to do a little bit of a band draw.
Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. You're band drawing for could I have 2 or 3 bands?
Right. But it was just like, it's the day after right now. Mm-hmm. And I still haven't gone through the entire day. It's happened twice in my life. The first time was with Joe Jensen again when we shot all those migrators up north. And then this is the second time.
Now you're finally filling up your lanyard.
Finally,
dude.
Instead
of those pigeon bands, now you got some
right,
some metal, weigh it down.
Right, exactly. But got a bunch of overwhelming support. Like, dude, you deserve those bands.
Yeah. You've been complaining long enough here, totally.
Yeah, well, think about it, Connor. Think how many bands we've seen die.
Yeah.
Shit. Remember the Spec Band?
Which? Oh, yes.
At Bobby's?
Yes, yeah.
When it only could have been Bobby and I who shot that Spec Band.
That is true.
And the guy on his first goose hunt got the band.
Yeah. And he's going to, apparently he was going to mount that bird. He was going to mount it, right?
I would have mounted the shit out of that.
Yeah,
bird.
it was like 14 years old or something.
Yeah, it was a 14-year-old Alaska band.
Mm-hmm.
But just I calculated it one year, it's over 40 band draws that I've lost.
Yeah, you okay?
Am I okay?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay now.
You'll be okay?
I'm okay after yesterday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's okay.
But no, it was easily the craziest goose hunt of my life, just from the band perspective of...
Yeah.
It was so crazy. Every bird you picked up was like, there's a 50-50 chance of that thing being banded. Because when Wade left, we were at 16 birds, 8 bands.
Mm-hmm. And you got to 40 with 15.
What?
Yeah.
It's almost a 50%.
Yeah.
It's like 40%.
And he's a history guy, not even a math guy. And he's coming up with a 50%, man.
Is that 40%?
Well, yeah, no, it's close. It's close.
Cal.
What?
Calculator me. No, I'm going to do it.
What, 15 out of 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, 41%, 42% maybe.
Yeah, Nathaniel was the math guy in our group of friends.
15 divided by... It's a 37%.
There you go. That's pretty darn good.
37.5%.
That's pretty darn good.
That's ridiculous. So, I don't really know what else to say other than the geese were working so well and responding to the call so well.
Yeah.
Even with a water source in front of us. Like, we thought we were going to get short-stopped constantly, and it was only the first 2 flocks of birds that came in and short-stopped us.
Dude, I just couldn't believe when Carter said you guys weren't band checking. Like, that you were just like, they come in, we shoot them.
We were.
Yeah, but you were watching them in the air. You weren't letting them, you weren't binocular scoping them.
No, we weren't landing them and scoping them, no. Yeah. No. It was wild.
Dude, you were talking about something that reminded me of something, but with your dog and, you know, having your dog out there and how she's getting old and whatever. And Nellie's not getting old, but I saw like the first little gray hairs under her chin, you know, and she's 5 now. And I'm like I cherish every moment. Like,
have to.
Part of my lease for my new office space was so that she could come. I was like, hey, can you throw in there that I can have my dog like come and be at the office with me? And they were like, yeah, sure. Like, as long as nobody like gets really badly allergic or whatever, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. But because it's like, man, every moment I get, I want to spend with that dog.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just, yeah. I've had like a morning where I'll be doing the dishes or whatever and like look out at her like just like playing in the yard or whatever, and I'll just like almost get teary-eyed because I'm like, man, this is gonna be so hard
someday.
Do you have any fun like hunts planned for the year with Nellie?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously I kind of make my own work schedule, so I'm gonna have a decent amount of just mornings that I'll be able to go out with her, and I am redoing the carpet in my boat and making it like
best be inviting me,
good
dude.
night. Yeah, well,
best be inviting me, dude.
Yeah, I'm okay, Dad. Are you got time? You got
I got time.
More sleep, you know, and
yeah, no, I got time. I'm also self-employed.
Okay.
So,
well, but you are a father, soon to be of 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm currently a father of 3, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Got 2 dogs, a child. Well, 4. My wife is a child too.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
got that going for us.
And you're kind of Carter's dad now.
But
too,
yeah,
so
we're gonna be definitely hunting in like late September, early October, and then I'm headed out to South Dakota. I was able to draw with a group out there, so we'll be out in South Dakota in late October. But that'll be fun.
You're gonna have a blast.
Dude. That is one though that I'm gonna like. You know, that's like let's have a safety conversation. You know, kind of group like. This is,
really?
Yeah, like it's like the dog. If the dog breaks, no guns go off, or a gun's getting pointed in your direction, kind of thing. You know, like it's
that's a threat.
Yeah, it's a warning.
So are you like guiding these people, or what are you doing? Well, technically not.
That's pretty much how it's like kind of become. You know, it's because I'm the only one that has like anything. You know, people are borrowing waiters that I have,
but they're not paying you.
No.
Right? No, you're just the group. You're the head of the group.
Yeah, I'm the officiant, I guess, and making everything happen. And like there are people in the group that are coming like on like Friday, and so they're gonna miss Friday's hunt and then planning to leave Saturday. You know, and I'm like, really? Like, you only have 3 days that you're allowed to hunt, and you're
not going to stay.
Yeah, like and so, you know, but there is a couple guys in the group that are just like, it's always what they've wanted to do, but they just haven't had the means or know how to do it. And so you know, as long as you have those dedicated individuals that are like down to learn and down to help you, like you know, you're gonna have a good time.
Are you hunting a bunch of water? Is it like fields or a mix? Or
it's a mix. There's they have a couple lakes, so it's grandparents of one of the guys in the group, and so or in-law grandparents, and so it's not hunted, you know, and it's like a ton of private property, so it's not. And they know everybody else in the group or everybody else in the area, and so if we find them on a certain field, but yeah, like me and one other guy are the only ones that are like taking off Thursday to go out there and actually scout. So it's like that's the kind of, you know. It'll be a fun hunt. I'm hoping to get Nellie prepped up for that and, you know, get that rolling. So it should be fun. And I'm hoping to head out, you know, and do some more exotic hunts, I guess. Exotic for the Midwest at least, like timber hunting this fall. And if I can get
that
down Arkansas.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Going to Bayou Meta?
I have no freaking idea. It's not my...
Do you have it lined up?
No, I've been asked about it, and I've been asked about the weekend, but that's about it.
dope.
Yeah,
That'll be fun though.
Shit, son.
Gotta make that one happen for sure.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about to see if we're down there at the same time.
Yeah,
Because if we are, we'll have to meet up.
yeah,
That'd be fun.
that would be fun.
Because we're gonna be on private.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it's a you invite, not a your group invite.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I would be down there with people that live down there. It's not like a move. Like, yeah, it's not a group. It's pretty much just me, maybe a camera guy.
Are you going to be able to spend less days in the field this year, or are you?
I hope so. I'm wanting to expand. So Hooked Hunting is a YouTube channel that I run for those of you that don't know, and we need to expand to somebody that is able to make more content and everything. I just can't keep up with it at this point. So I'm hoping to expand that, and then in return, now I forgot your question, or how you phrased it. But
are you going to be able to hunt more?
Yes,
or
and so there
be
because of that,
constantly?
yes, and so if I can hire somebody, then I'll be able to hunt more. That's how that answered that question.
Nice.
But yeah, and so it's I definitely will be able to do more waterfowl hunting. I did put in for a couple big game tags, like a mule deer tag this fall as well, but
Really?
I don't think I got it. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure that the final like draw for that was on the 31st, and I'm yeah.
Do you feel when you are, as your business gets bigger, and like I've worked with you a lot, and you are very concerned with quality of product, and like you're very good at what you do, like astounding. So do you feel like when you are going to be delegating those things out, are you worried about production? Like, do you feel like you're going to micromanage it, or do you feel like you're going to, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, are you scared of how it will turn out, or are you just going to?
Honestly, so my opinion on that has changed like in the last month because of the guy that I recently hired. And so he was coming from an education, his name's Jacob, and he came from an education, like a film degree education.
Yeah.
And he's been crushing it.
Yeah.
Like, I put something on his plate this last week for Remington Ammunition and was like, hey, edit this together. I want you to own this project, do whatever. He comes back, I had no edits. My edit was like, hey, we need to change the voiceover to a different voice. Yeah, and so he did great, you know. And you know, granted it was a hey, this is a quick turnaround project, you know. And so when it comes to like more story driven stuff, like obviously I'm going to be a little bit more hands-on.
You're the goat.
When it comes to more like reels and like creating like quick turnaround content and, you know, quantity over quality kind of thing, I think that's more of just like a, hey, let's churn and burn, let's get this going, you know. It's not so much of a like get my fingers invested in everything.
So it basically just depends on what it is.
Yeah. What I've had in the past with like a lot of the guys that I've had on staff, it's like they've kind of been trained by me, and so I know what they don't know kind of a thing, you know, and so then it can definitely come off a lot more like micromanagement because it's like, no, I know you don't know this, you know, and so I need to say this or talk through that or whatever.
Yeah.
Whereas with hiring somebody with a fully vested education, you know, has been, like I said, it's just been an eye opener for me in the last month because Jacob's very good and he doesn't know anything about hunting, but I can teach that, you know, that's not hard. And then I know what to watch for. I don't have to watch for the quality of the audio and the shot selection, right, and the composition. I'm watching for, hey, are you actually showing all rimfire guns in this rimfire video, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
It's wild.
Yeah, so it's definitely changed my perspective a lot. But I'm looking forward to the growth that's, you know, on the cusp and headed. You know, hopefully we don't hit a recession that just destroys me, but, you know.
Yeah.
We'll take it in stride.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, Cal, but pretty much everyone I've talked to in the industry talked about the boom of COVID and how everyone started hunting and fishing like crazy because that's all you could do was go outside. And now it's started to slow down a little bit. Have you noticed that in your work, in like your deliverables and like how much work you're getting?
So no, because
you're still just go.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah. Like I have plans I have editing enough for 2 people, 40 hours a week for the next 2 or 3 weeks. You know, and then once September hits, like honestly, I have a decent chunk through, like into mid-October, like essentially plans for like everything of what me and Jacob are going to be doing, and so it's not really like, yeah, like, and that's pretty normal. It's always like 2 or 3 months out, and it has been normal. COVID wasn't really a boom for me. COVID, like especially in the beginning of COVID, that it like,
well, the beginning, obviously.
Yeah, the beginning sucked, but I guess I don't know. I get as more budgets expanded, like it was better for me because then marketing, you know, opened up for everybody and everybody could spend money everywhere. But right now I'm seeing a lot more focus on just like individual content. You know,
what does that mean?
So like you guys make content for Migra, you make content for SoundGear, for whatever, but you guys are posting it. You know, they don't own that content, and
sure.
having their own is pretty impactful. And so like for me, like I would be totally interested in coming on a hunt with you this fall for the sole reason of getting a slow motion shot of a duck or goose getting shot in the air. Because I have
to use it for these companies.
I have a slow motion, yeah. Because I have a slow motion camera.
Oh, that one where I threw my daughter up in the air.
Yeah. On one of my reels, yeah. Dude, I sat for 20 minutes looking for that audio because I was like, "This is what I want on this video."
Roya laughed so hard, bro.
Yeah, it was a good one. If you haven't seen it,
she loves Enya.
It's probably my most recent post still on my Instagram, but. Joey throws his daughter up in the air, and it's with a super slow motion camera, so it's like 1,500 frames per second that it's going up and down. And
that video took forever.
Yeah, it does take forever. She floats up there for like a solid 30 seconds, but yeah. So I have that camera now, and so I want to. But in order to run it, you need like a computer to run it. And so you have to set it up. You would need to like set it up in a blind or whatever. And nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that and wait for a goose to come in and get slapped. Okay. And get it in focus. It would be so hard. So if I can get that shot, like it'd be next level. So that's what I want to do.
That'd be cool.
But
I feel like that'd be the perfect ammo company.
Yeah. But you see, I have to dedicate a whole hunt or more to that, to just getting that one shot. And a lot of people, they just don't hunt enough or don't care enough or don't want to spend the money on it to do it. And so they don't. And they're like, well, we'll just figure it out somewhere else or do a different one or make an animation or whatever.
So if you were to get that shot, would you try to farm it out to whoever would buy it type of a deal?
Dude, I don't know. Because
I've always wondered that.
I would probably, I mean, like if one of my bigger clients could use it in what they're doing. I honestly, I would probably like use it in a graphical sense because like right now, like, you know, or if I'm doing like a video on like a shot shell and watching how it expands and like, or like how the wad moves or whatever, it would just be a really good shot because you'll be able to see all of the pellets, you know,
true,
as it travels through the air.
Wild.
Yeah, like I don't know, and even if it's not, it's a stock footage shot. It's like whatever, you know. Or
you should do that for Migra. I would love to see how the stack shot comes out of that wad. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
because they've got the bigger BBs that come out first, and then the smaller BBs come out last.
Yeah,
that'd be cool to see how that releases.
What? Wait, so it's 2 and 4. Okay. Yeah, this is getting popular.
So if you look on the back.
Yeah, I know exactly what this
look out for all those fake stacks, bro.
Yeah, what's the difference?
Well,
the difference is theirs is
patented.
Patented? What's patented
the
on
way
it?
that they load it.
Oh, so explain.
So like all the other stack
got
loads
a lot
are
of copycats.
All the other stack loads are different. And they're just kind of jumbled up. So some put flax seed in there and some put whatever. But the way that they do it, I don't know exactly because that's kind of like a trade secret.
Right.
But it's pretty trippy.
Yeah. No.
All I know is that it's so consistent.
So this is actually a super popular thing right now.
Yeah.
These loads. And they're definitely getting. But yeah, like so that slow motion shot would be able to see exactly what it does.
I kind of want to see it just for me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
And you
for
could
sure.
set up that production any day of the week.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to do it on a goose. It'd be super cool if you could do it on a goose. But
Can you imagine seeing the 4-shot hit and then the 2-shot, or I'm sorry, the 2-shot hit and then the 4-shot just smoke his face? Like the 4-shot hit the breast and the 2-shot.
Yeah, that's the other thing about shot that a lot of people don't understand is they think that it's a circle that heads just like straight at the whatever and it slowly expands outwards. When in reality, it's more like a cloud, right? It's more like a stream that's traveling, you know.
Yeah,
so,
they call it a shot
so
string.
Right, yeah, and it's also how the name of black cloud comes through, you know. But like it's more so of it travels and then the bird like flies into it.
Yeah.
You know, and hits it. And a lot of people don't understand that. And when you do understand that, you know, you really
shoot different.
Yeah, it can make your shot a lot better because if you just think that it's just everything is right on one plane and it's traveling towards the bird and it slowly expands out. No, that's not how it works. Yeah. It does. Things do expand outwards, but it expands outwards and it's more like a string because it's stacked up in the shot shell. It comes out.
Yeah.
Like that. It's actually super cool also with the slow motion camera to watch it come out of the gun and the wad like expand out and just watch the BBs travel like that.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
I've seen pretty slow motion video of people shooting a gel block.
Yeah.
With shotgun pellets. But I've never seen it with a stack load, so I think that'd be really cool to see how that works. Or just see how they fly in the air and see how it leaves the gun.
Yeah.
Like if you were to get it from behind the gun and you had it in focus as it gets out like 15 yards and watch it kind of slowly come out.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
It's hard to keep that in focus, but yeah.
Well, of course. Yeah. I mean, do it 95 times.
Yeah, just your focus rack is because you got to follow it as it moves.
God.
Hey, really quick, guys. I just want to talk about one of our other sponsors, OnX. Connor, I know you use OnX all the time.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Even when you're not duck hunting or goose hunting.
Yeah, I actually use it to look up property owners.
Oh, 100%.
To know if somebody
obviously.
like because I was purchasing or I was looking to purchase another house or rental property or whatever.
Big money.
And so I would always use the OnX to big dollars. I would always use the OnX app though because you could see you just zoom in far enough you can see. I hate the people that put it in a Do It Trust because then I can't find them.
Right. They suck.
Yeah.
Well, you can use our discount code, by the way, MWF30 to get MWF20. Wow.
Oof.
Damn, Joey's done that so many times. He ingrained 30 in my head. It's 20%. 20% off. Go to onxhunt.com. Check it out.
Yeah, right now they're doing a knife sale too for the elite members.
Ooh.
So with
on what knives?
Montana
Knife
Company, yeah.
Cool, dude.
They have like but you have to be an elite member and you can get a deal on these knives.
And you can be an elite member with 20% off.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's huge.
It is, dude.
Yeah, big fan of OnX.
So, Connor, I know you have this other channel, Hooked Hunting, that you've been working on.
Yeah.
You want to just tell us like background on that? Because I don't think you guys do like any waterfowl really.
No, we not really. I don't know if we will this fall or not, but I don't think so. We do a lot of turkey, a lot of a lot of big game, mainly whitetail, mule deer, and elk, and then turkey in the spring. So I've been able to go out and shoot some turkeys every year or for quite a few years out in South Dakota where we hunt, and so that's been a ton of fun. But yeah, we have a YouTube channel. We do a lot of different episodes based, it's essentially kind of like what we do here, a little bit less cinematic, a little bit more vloggy. But yeah, it's following around Ken Byers. He's super awesome dude, super cool dude. And he takes out a lot of industry folk, like, owners of different industry companies and marketing directors or, pro staff or whatever. And so we actually also have a podcast too. We do like interview people and talk with them through like their journey through the industry, that kind of stuff, and listen to a lot of perspectives in the outdoor industry.
What's one of your favorite podcasts you've done so far?
If you're an elk hunter,
gonna go listen to something.
If you're an elk hunter, we talked to Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls, the new general manager of Rocky Mountain Hunting Calls. He's a world championship elk caller. That was a really cool one, hearing kind of his stories, because he's just kind of like he kind of does it for the torture, It's like, it's not really like a do it for the big bulls. He like does it, you know, because he hates himself, kind of a thing. Yeah. And but yeah, so that, you know, that's cool. And yeah, and really some of the first couple ones, Larry Nair he's just super funny, and he's one of the guys that we have on the podcast too.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got some really funny stories, and Ken always gets himself in weird situations where all 4 tires on his trailers popped, that kind of a thing, and you know, and he's trying to get out of it. So those are fun, but yeah, we have a YouTube channel and a podcast and Instagram and all that stuff. So
do you guys do the podcast? Like, are people all in different locations? Like, how do you do that?
We do it in our camps. So we crush a ton of them in the camps that we have throughout the year. So we are there with them. We will probably start doing more, like, because he's connected to like Adam Weatherby, you know, the owner of Weatherby, and so we'll like get on Zoom calls and do that and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, right now it's all been personal, and we've been doing them every other week. So
sick.
But yeah, this fall is gonna, you know, kick off strong. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a whitetail for myself, because I haven't been able to like really hunt whitetail for the last, you know, 5-6 years. I've been doing this other little project thing, you know, calling them Flyways, but
no doubt.
Oh my god,
it's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, hopefully you get a big buck.
Oh yeah, you know, big buck, big deer.
Big deer.
Oh yeah, big deer.
Chasing deers this year, huh?
Oh yeah, been doing a lot of bow fishing. Dude, I was so close at buying a fan boat, and like last weekend.
What was it going for?
$6,000, $5,900. Yeah.
Why didn't she buy it?
Because I'm redoing my boat right now, and
oh, you're married.
No, dude, you know what's great? You know what's awesome? So I handle the finances. There's not really like
of course.
Like, yeah, you know, she's very trusting of me. I love my wife. She's so trusting of me in that, and also I'm very frugal, so it's like, you know, it makes it easy. But anyway, we like to go out on the boat a lot, and like, and it works out for me because I stand up front with my little trolling motor, fish, do some, you know, casting with my new bait caster. She lays in the back, gets her tan on. Nellie's in the middle. You know, it works out perfectly. It's a perfect size boat, but she's very aesthetic. She likes the looks, right?
Yeah.
The boat.
Big time. Big time.
The boat does not look good.
No, bad aesthetics.
I was going to say, I haven't seen too many Instagrams on Morgan's profile of the boat.
Yeah. She literally brings a white sheet with her to lay out on the boat so that it just looks better.
Unbelievable.
As she lays out there. And of course, it's like this dirty carp, blood-ridden, like carpet that's just like laying down. Yeah. Know what I mean? Yeah, there you go.
Gross.
And so, yeah, so rightfully so. I understand, you know, why she has the sheet out there and whatever, but I'm like, hey, like, babe, like, what do you think? Like, what if we got like another boat, you know, and like got like a bass boat? And she's like, well, what do you mean? And so like I show her a couple of bass boats, you know, in like the $6,000 to $8,000 range. You know, it's like they're kind of like around the 2,000 like Stratus Ranger whatever boats, you know, and she's like, okay, like, yeah, where would I lay? Like, where would I go, you know?
Oh my God.
And
why don't you just give in now, bud, and buy a big like Sea Ray?
Dude,
you know,
see, that's the thing. I know if I would have showed that to her,
big
like
time.
like a wakeboarding boat, she'd be like, yes, that's exactly what I want. 100%. So like, I'm not even like entering that into the equation.
Right, yeah.
Like, I'm like,
that's good.
Bass boats, you know, that's kind of the best of both worlds.
Dual purpose.
Yeah, exactly. And so she's like, there was one that I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, let's get this one. And she's like, okay, like, yeah, like, I'm down for it. Like, awesome, you know. And so then I'm like messaging with the guy. Side note, I was messaging with a kid. I didn't realize he was a kid, like 14.
Oh.
Absolute jerk. I'm like, so what have you done? Because it said like he restored the boat or whatever. And I'm like, so what have you done to restore it? Or what? Like, he said brand new motor. And it was a 93. And I'm like,
interesting.
I was like, you say I was like, what have you done to restore it? And because I was like, you said it's a brand new motor, but it's a 93. You know,
and literally the year I was born.
His first response is, okay, that's a good question. I'm like,
I'm out.
Thank you. Like, okay, thanks All right.
Very good.
And so then he's like, I redid the block. Good question. And I'm like sitting here thinking like, okay, thank you for accepting my question, like, and so then I ask him again. I was like, okay, well, what else have you done? And he goes off on how I'm asking him 2-year-old questions, questions like I'm a 2-year-old. I'm like, I'm asking what you did to restore the boat, bro. Like, and he's like, read the freaking description, like blah, 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 like this and that or whatever. I was like, dude, I am like literally 2 questions away from coming over there and giving you thousands of dollars. Like, and all you had to do was just answer it cordially. And it just surprised me. And then I look at his profile picture and he's like 12. And I'm like, oh, okay, this makes 100% sense.
I am 12.
Yeah. But anyway.
How does he have a boat?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was
Grandpa died.
Someone's dad's boat.
Or is stolen or something. I don't know. But anyway, so
valid.
There was a boat that we were looking to get, and so I was like, hey, let's do this or whatever. And then one way or another, it came out, and she was like, oh, like, and you'll sell your boat, right? And this is like my bow fishing boat, like the only thing that I do in the summer for fun, And I was like, what? Like, where did that come into the equation?
No.
And she's like, well, yeah, like we can't have 2 boats in the drive. I was like, yeah, I'll store it somewhere else, but like I'm not gonna sell it, like I'll store it out, at my buddy's house so that it doesn't, so I can just pick it up on the way or something, and
just put another boat here, dude. Fuck it.
I did.
Just tell her you sold it, bro. Just put it over here.
I sold it to Joey for $1. I rent it from him every time.
Dude, I got 3 fucking boats here.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
My landlords are going to kick my ass. Yeah. Dude, I got the sneak boat, I got your boat, and I got the pontoon.
Oh, that's right. I think, did I bring the title for that?
No.
Oh.
Need that. Jeepers.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Well, here's the deal, dude. It didn't have trailer lights on the trailer, so I don't think there was a title at that point in time. Yeah, tires are good. No, they're not.
Yeah, unreal.
Fucking guy.
Yeah, that's a good episode if you want to go back and listen to that one. Anyway, so long story short, we're not getting a boat. We're not getting a bass boat.
So long story short, Connor's going to stick with one boat for now.
So I recarpeted my boat, and I'm seeing this fan boat, and I'm trying to convince her, like, this is a better boat. But I've kind of screwed the pooch on that one in, like, I have to go towards a bass boat if I'm going to get it. But it's a much bigger boat. And the only thing there is something wrong with it, and that the outboard motor apparently isn't, like, working well.
Sounds
but the
to
fan,
me like you're going to store your current boat somewhere, buy a fan boat, and put the motor from your current boat on the fan boat.
Dude, that is it. I did think about that. I did think about that.
How could you not?
I know.
How could you not think about that?
I did have to redo the whole like motor on mine because like things were leaking and whatever, and so I got everything cinched down. It's going good.
What'd you run?
Broke the key though. I broke the key in the ignition when I was bass fishing a few weeks ago with a buddy of mine, and we're like out there, and I was like, oh, let's go over here, and it just like snaps off. I was like, oh boy. And he's like, what happened? I was like, I broke the key. And he's like, you got another one? I'm like, yeah, but it ain't the right key. And so, but it was broken in the thing. And so I shoved the rest of it in there, and I was able to turn it on, and it was able to still run. Good. And so I was able to get back and everything like that. And then I go online to find this like part or whatever, and it's incredibly hard to find a Mercury 85.
Weird.
Yeah.
You mean the one key that only goes to that one thing? Yeah. It's hard to find that?
Well, I wasn't looking for the key. I was looking for the
ignition.
Yeah, the ignition.
Did you find one?
I found it. Yeah, because I mean, Mercury and Johnson apparently, like they were
the same.
Yeah, they were the same back in '85 when my motor was made, and so I was able to find
a Johnson
key that worked with it, and I ordered it. It was only $23, and I put it in. Now the thing starts like a dream. It is great.
Damn.
So
that's crazy. Was it Is it a big problem motor or no?
No, not at all, dude. It's working great. And now that I'm like redoing everything that's on the inside, I'm gonna get the trim working. I'm gonna get everything working. So I just finished the carpet today on the sides, and so now I just gotta finish the actual like latch and whatever, and it'll be good to go for duck season.
Damn, dude,
so,
that's sick. Yeah,
I'm excited. It should be a good season. You know, I'm excited to have Nelly out a little bit and
you have to
run her a little bit, yeah. And probably do some pheasant hunting too. So
where are you gonna go for that?
Western Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's the aim. And if I can, I mean, I don't have a lot of like good property out in the Dakotas, and I'm always like weary about like the whole trespassing stuff and how people get all mad about that. So I don't really. I go to the Dakotas if it's like a guided thing, but I don't really go like DIY.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be like Western Minnesota.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Thank you for explaining to everyone at one time so I don't have to keep doing it at every show.
Oh, they kicked me off. Yeah, like I'm not allowed to come back here.
That's true, especially after today.
Yeah.
They don't want me.
Absolutely.
No, I didn't want to go. They said that's it. They said, we're done with you. And I said, just wait until I get a hold of the Instagram. I'm going to paste it for everybody to know.
Oh my God.
Unreal.
Hey, go to my, you know what? My YouTube channel has had an explanation and an apology video for like 6 months and nobody's seen it. Nobody's watched it. 2 views. And it's both my mom.
Oh my God. Shut up.
That's what everybody does. All the breakups, they always have apology videos or whatever.
True that.
So I'll make mine. It's coming out. Go check it.
Though.
Go watch it on my TikTok. It's one of those really long TikToks.
Joey said this to me, and I just knew.
Yep.
That was
done.
It.
I said that was it.
Oh my God.
So I can call better than you.
Holy shit. All right. Hey, love you guys. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Connor, thanks for coming back on, man.
Yeah.
Go follow
love
Conor
you.
Olstad.
You're always welcome, dude. And you're always welcome to come and film for us for free. Just know that.
Don't.
Love you guys. We'll see you.
One more thing.